Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life. Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life.
We all have this idea of moving to Europe from various countries. There are also situations where people within Europe moves to different countries. So in this show, we are going to have a quick conversation with someone who moved from Paris to Madrid for good reasons. We talk about the Madrid city, the food, and how Spain is becoming a hotspot. Why is Meta investing in Spain? So let's get to know more. Sit back and enjoy. Thanks, Hugo. Thanks for joining today. And as I told you, the podcast is called Krizcast Nomad Life, which means I'm going to talk to a lot of people who are living in Spain from various countries. And I'd like
Yeah,
you to introduce yourself to the audience.
yeah, sure. My name is Hugo. I'm 31 years old. I've been living in Madrid for about 7 years, on and off, and I have my family here with me, and I'm originally from Paris, France.
Wow. Paris itself is a beautiful country. Why? What made you choose Spain?
Well, Paris is nice. Paris is very nice. When you live as a tourist, when you come as a tourist and you want to visit 1 week, I feel like Paris is amazing. It's beautiful. You eat well and so on. But then to live like on the long term in Paris is not, the quality of life is not as good as Spain, especially Madrid. You can have a family life in Madrid. Um, I think it has everything that Paris doesn't. It has good weather, cheap price,
Okay.
uh, friendly people, less stress, and more nature in general.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, and a very international environment. At the end, you meet a lot of people from everywhere in Paris as well. But I feel like we are a bit more like pretentious, and people tend to stick together and not um, mix
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard French people try to mingle or they want to restrict within the French community. I have seen that coming from a French colony in India. I know that a lot. Great, Hugo. Thanks for having. I mean, it's really good to have you today. And you've covered most of the important points where I wanted to talk to you. Good weather, great people, less stress, and more nature. That's really interesting to hear those points from you. I wanted to touch base on the language part. You haven't told anything about the language.
So the yeah, I mean the language, they speak Spanish. We are in Spain, so
Yeah.
I've read that the worst English speakers in Europe or in the world, I can't remember. The first one are the Spanish people, and then the second are the French ones. So I have a theory about that. Is that Spanish people? I mean, you need to speak Spanish to come to Spain.
Yeah.
You can always like get around if you don't know Spanish because they will always try to help you, but they
Yeah.
don't have a very good English level. And my theory is that they, I mean, they do everything in Spain. So if they want to go to, they don't leave. They don't have to leave the country, just like the French. So you have the
Yeah.
mountains north, you have the beach on the south.
Yeah.
Uh, Everything is dubbed in Spanish. So if you go to a
Yeah.
movie, everything is in Spanish.
Yeah.
And so people stay in Spain. It's a beautiful country, a lot of stuff to do, and they don't especially need to learn English. But then I think Spanish is pretty easy to learn,
Yeah.
especially if you know English. A lot of words are similar, and if you know French and Spanish are very very similar, and even English and Spanish is very very close by. So you can always get
Yeah.
by with a few words, and have a life here.
That is amazing. Yeah. I totally agree with you when you say that the words are almost similar. It's just that how they pronounce the words. A lot of times people say idea, they say idea. So it's all the pronunciation. If you could pronounce the words properly, and you can easily get through Spanish language. It's not like French. Of course, French is so difficult. You have a lot of silent words. It's so
Yeah.
difficult. French is so difficult, but yeah, Spanish is easy to crack.
Yeah.
Nice. How about the food part?
So I'm not the food part. I have to say that it's okay, but it's not as good as the French one. Yeah, I have to defend the French culture and the French food. In general, it's good, but then I mean, wherever you go in the world, your food habits always get hold of you.
Yeah,
I'm meaning that I love tapas, but for example, at some
yeah,
point, I just want to have like a real meal, like a
yeah,
food meal. I can't just eat off tapas.
yeah,
But then it's good. It's usually, I mean, you order something and then they give you something for free. So you can always like have a bite. I love their breakfast. To be honest, I love the fact that they eat salty, like
yeah,
no pan, no bread with tomato. So
yeah, yeah.
they
Lot
eat
of
salty in the morning,
tortillas.
tortillas as well. So yeah, the food is great. A bit oily sometimes,
Hmm.
and a bit too fried sometimes, like
Yeah,
croquetas, maybe a bit too fried. Uh, but overall, it's good. I think it's cheap. I mean, not cheap, but like uh, well priced.
yeah,
In
yeah,
general, a menu for 10 to 12 euro, and then
yeah.
entry, main platter, dessert, beer,
Mm,
and all that for 10 to 12 euros.
yeah,
The service is very good wherever you go.
yeah,
They're very good at service,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
will always treat you very well. And then the best parts of Madrid and Spain is just to eat outside in a terrace when you
yeah.
have like weather you just want to eat out. So I mean, it's part of the Spanish lifestyle to eat out in
Exactly,
a restaurant
exactly.
outside. Yeah.
Exactly. And they eat long hours. Like they sit and talk beer after beer, and it's 11, 12 in the night. The restaurants are open. I was so surprised when I first came to Spain or Madrid in specific. I see people come like late in the evening, 10 o'clock, and then they sit and have a nice long conversation, beer after beer. Yeah, they take it very light and slow. I love that, laid back culture in Spain.
In
Yeah.
Spain and in all the Mediterranean countries at the end.
Uh-huh.
Greece is the same. In
Ah,
Italy is the same. In Portugal is the same.
uh-huh.
Wherever you have the I mean, the southern countries, they tend to like just chill and eat long
Yeah.
hours. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Nice. So tell us about what do you do for a living, and how did you find your job, and is it easy for anybody to get into Spain easily? How's the situation in terms of jobs?
In terms of jobs, it's fairly easy for French people.
Uh-huh.
Uh, why? Because we are a neighboring country,
Yeah.
and so like many companies are coming to Spain, and they want when they want to internationalize, the first market they go into is the Spanish market. It's so a lot of French company are here, so there's a very strong French community.
Uh-huh.
So I would say that for a French person, the you will easily find a job. Then the question is, in Spain in general, the salaries are pretty low.
Yeah.
So you have to find a job that's well paid, or at least pay the same money that you have in your own country. I
Yeah.
mean, European country at least.
Yeah.
Spanish market, I mean, the employment market is very good. You can always find a job when you land in Spain in how do you call that? Hosteleria. Okay.
Uh-huh.
like hotels or food market, food and
Yeah, yeah.
beverage, just because they live off the tourism and
Mm,
they have a very strong market for that.
yeah.
So I work in the real estate sector for a startup company in
Uh,
France, and what we do is that we help people to invest in real estate in Spain.
okay.
So we find good opportunities. We handle everything from finding the property, um, refer making the work inside. So
Yeah.
if you renovate the whole flat, and then we take care of the decoration and the furniture, and then we take care as well of the rent and
Uh-huh.
the whole process for renting out. So
Okay.
we have a lot of, I mean, small investors. They have like 20,000 euro, thirty
Mm,
thousand euros, and they want to buy a property in Spain. So we take them by the hand,
uh-huh.
and just help them to invest in Spain. It's a good market as well for real
Yeah.
estate because still very relatively cheap
Yeah.
if you compare it with a lot of European market, especially Paris or all the northern countries, Amsterdam, Brussels.
Yeah.
Madrid is like 4,000 euros the square meter,
Yeah.
so it's expensive for Spanish people,
Mm-hmm.
but for many foreigners, it's very cheap. Especially
Uh,
for example, Americans, they
yeah.
come here, they feel like it's free. They can buy amazing properties for cheap price. Of course, it depends where, but you can find outside of Madrid stuff for 2,000 euro the square meter,
Okay.
and this is quite cheap. And then you can even go to Valencia
Mm-hmm.
or Alicante by the coast, and
Mm-hmm.
you can have stuff for 1,500 square meter.
Mm. Wow. That's some real insider info. Nobody knows this in detail. Thank you for sharing those numbers, actually. And of course, if you're comfortable, I will put your details in the description of the podcast so people can get in touch with you to invest,
Of
or
course.
they can get in touch with you to know more about the real estate side. And I see the real estate is in a boom because there are a lot of people moving in Madrid, and specifically our community, Indian community, is growing crazily. I can literally see that. So many people, they are being hired, you know, not too much. I can, as you said, the wages here is not too high like in other European countries like Ireland. If the same person gets a job in Ireland, he would get like 90K or 80K per year. They will hire the same person for 50K or 40K in Madrid or in Spain. So
Mm.
it's also the living cost is less in Spain. That's one of the reasons. And I've heard that they're going to develop Spain as a IT hub in the future. So let's see. Let's see.
The, a lot of people are investing in Spain. A
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of companies, they see Spain as a great market. Uh, like like Meta, Facebook is investing in a city where
Uh-huh.
I I help people to invest. It's 100 kilometers from Madrid. It's called
Uh-huh.
Talavera.
Ah,
Square meter 700 euros per
okay.
square meter, so fairly cheap. Meta
Okay.
will invest in a data center, and
Ah,
I had some insight, and for example, and they said like Meta is very interested to invest in Spain just
okay.
because they want to get far as well from the war in the east.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want to get close by and put some data center near in Germany
Yeah.
where they would have put those data center, but now they're going to Spain because Spain is a bit like Switzerland. Like you can't, like, it's a bit further away from all the rest of Europe.
Yeah. 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 It's kind of isolated and separated. Yeah, I can see that. My previous company, I worked for a company called VMware. You might have heard about the company. It's a US based company, and they already have a data center in Barcelona. They came very early. They were some early adapters, So yeah, now I can see a lot of people investing. So that's really good to know. You have a lot of scope. So people who are moving in this time period, in 10, 20 years, they'll be in a good state. I think so.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good thing to invest in Spain. Like the price of the real estate still hasn't recovered. Still is not at the same level of the price of 2008. So we're
Ah,
still below.
wow.
So I can see like a lot of margins to like for improvement and for
Mhm.
increase in the coming years. And I
Ah,
feel like Madrid as well. Madrid and Spain, it's becoming a trend as well. Like
yeah, yeah,
when you
yeah.
say like I'm going to Madrid, it's like a trend to in
Yeah,
Madrid. These the pandemic, everyone wants just want to have a like sun and good quality of life.
yeah,
In Spain, I mean, Spain is famous for that. Spain is
yeah,
famous for that, for having that. So,
exactly. Outside of Madrid, which is your favorite city in Spain?
well, obviously, I like the sea, like everyone.
Yeah.
I would say because I've been a few times Valencia,
Uh-huh.
which is like 3 hours from Madrid, so it's the closest beach or city beach from Madrid. Valencia is
Okay.
very nice, still cheap, a lot of students.
Hmm.
So yeah, for the beach it would be this.
Uh-huh.
I love Toledo, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Toledo is like very near Madrid.
yeah. 80
Old,
kilometers. Mm.
yeah, old medieval city,
Yeah.
previous capital of Spain,
Spain. Uh-huh.
and beautiful little city to just stroll
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the north is always how do you call it? The north of Spain is always forgotten.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Basque countries.
yeah, the Basque countries and Bilbao and Cantabria y todo esto.
Hmm.
Um, it's pretty nice. I feel like as well we should more look at the north just because of
Yeah.
the climate change. It will be nicer in the north than in the
Yeah.
south in a few years because it gets really really hot in the south.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, the north is very very nice, very
Nice.
nice.
Nice. Actually, I've heard the north is full of Britons. A lot of Britain people are settled down in Bilbao. I'm not sure how true it is, but I can see a lot of population in I just know through research in Google that Madrid and all of the coastal area covers most of the population of Spain, and the north is still not, occupied a lot. So maybe down the line, people move north.
Hmm,
Yeah,
maybe yeah.
great stuff. Really interesting chat with you, Hugo. Thank you so much. Do you have any other ideas or thoughts for people who want to move to Spain?
I mean, thoughts. Yeah, I mean, be prepared for. Uh, Try to find someone who can help you out with the
Yeah.
first administrative jobs.
Ah.
I wouldn't say it's hard, but even for me, and I speak Spanish, I paid someone who can like just do the stuff for me because I don't want to stress myself out
Yeah.
for papers. So get someone local that can help you out and guide you on what to do, what not to do,
Hmm.
what's the priority, and the priority is to get your NIE number
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Spain, so you can, like have later the healthcare, the taxes report. You can do everything with this number.
Yeah.
Uh, mm, this is the first my first piece of advice, and then yeah, try to live in the center for a few months, renting out something, even if it's expensive, just to
Yeah.
have like a nice experience of
Hmm.
the taste of Madrid,
Yeah.
and the going out and so on.
Hmm.
And then like you can always find something else later. Um, and yeah, do your research, your company research, and I would say the good thing about Spain in general, because it's full of young people. Like, get in touch with as many people as you can, so you can
Yeah.
like share stories, and people will gladly help you for anything that you need.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Hugo. You've been in the country for 7 years, and I think you have accumulated so many experiences and unforgettable memories. Thank you for sharing all this information in a short term of 30 minutes. So, really happy chatting with you today, Hugo. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life. Welcome to Krizcast, nomad life.